entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Welcome to another Monday Night Live training, where your journey to business success accelerates. Join us for insights, strategies, and tools to elevate your business while keeping your budget in mind. It's time to transform your passion into profit. Your host, Corey von Bill Costa, is about to take the stage. Get ready to be inspired and empowered. The future of your business starts now.
All right. Hello. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I realized once I hit the go button that all the sound was coming through my headphones. I said, okay, well, I guess we're wearing headphones today. We live and we learn, because I was working in here earlier and I like the noise canceling headphones. Like, I know other ones are kind of cute, but these are really good to just let me focus. And I had a lot to do today. But hi, everyone. I'm just letting everybody know we're here. And then we're going to get started because we're going to get in and get out. I know you guys have had a jam-packed, busy Monday. Especially for those of you who joined live. Shout out to you guys. I know some of you catch the replay and that is totally fine. But for those of you who are on your way home or just getting off work and you're still taking time to spend with us, like, I truly applaud you, because I know it can be a day. You know what I mean? You had the weekend, the time changed over the weekend too, and then you decided to come join us. So I appreciate you guys. All right, we're almost there. One more place. And then we are going to get started because we have a fun topic to talk about tonight. I think you guys are going to get a lot out of it, because I think there's a lot of misconceptions about doing business and marketing your business. And I've had so many clients come to me and they've been burnt by so many people trying to do so many things. And it's like, we ain't got to do this. It ain't got to be like that. So we're going to talk a lot tonight about affordability. Matter of fact, let me throw that on the screen. We're going to be talking about affordable marketing strategies that work and that you can get clients without breaking the bank. You definitely can. And I had someone reach out to me once. They had been seeing my posts and they were like, that's just the slow way. That's the old way. All this stuff. And I was like, nobody said that doing business organically, because it's a lot of organic marketing strategies, was a quick fix. Nobody said that it was the only way. What I have found to be true is that a lot of newer business owners do not have the funds, right? Let's just be clear. Let's be honest for a second. They do not have the funds. They don't have additional capital they can pull from, or investors that'll be ready to invest in their business when they're starting out. And so with that being said, they still want to have a business. So what do? They find affordable strategies to get it done. And I tell my clients all the time, once you get to a certain point where you can afford some different things, let's do them different things. But we don't have to wait until we have a ton of funds to get started. And so I think some people miss that point. And it's like, no, nobody's telling people that this is the best way ever to do business. Like, no, I would love to have somebody gift to me, $1 million, even not even that much. Let's say 500K, at least 100K, give me something, right? But when I started my first business, I literally took out a couple $100s from my family fund to get it started. And then I just kept giving the money back to my family as I made it until I had paid them off. And luckily that was pretty quickly. When I started my second business, I had no additional investment. I took what I had earned, and which wasn't a lot for my first business, profit-wise, and I just invested that into my second business. And so I think people need to understand that there's just multiple ways to get things done. There's just multiple ways to get things done. It doesn't all have to be one way or no way. And I think some coaches make people feel that way. And I think that's why people feel some type of way about coaches. They're like, well, this coach said if I didn't, maybe you launched a book. Well, this coach said if I didn't have $3,000 to put into releasing my book, ain't no point in writing it. Ain't no point in releasing it. It's like, well, first of all, what's the goal? Why did we write the book? right? What is our goal? Are there other ways we can get in front of our audience? Are there other ways that we can, crowdfund for the money? And I think those kinds of conversations are not had enough, right? They're just not had enough. But anyway, we're going to get into that today. We're going to have some real conversations about affordable marketing strategies and how we can, find another way to get things done and get to our target audience and start making some revenue. Because a lot of people are trying to make huge revenue early on. And it's like, let's just get started. Let's just get started. We can build to that, but let's get started today. But before we do, let me do my little intro here. I am Corey Fonville Foster. I'm a speaker, trainer, certified business coach that specializes in implementation, yes, getting things done. And I'm also the CEO and founder of iRock Marketable Business Solutions, which is a marketing firm based here in Virginia, but we service amazing coaches and consultants all over the country. And I'm so excited that we are able to host these Monday Night Live talks. They are completely free, open to the public. You can comment, like, share with another amazing entrepreneur. The goal of these Monday Night Lives is really just to give you access, to give you understanding, to educate you and empower you to take that next step in your business. All right. So if you are here tonight, like I said, we're going to be talking about some affordable marketing strategies. And why is my screen so small? I'm like, why can't? Oh, because the software done added new stuff. And it's like, I can't see my screen. There we go. That's better. All right. So we're going to cover 3 things tonight. We're going to explore cost-effective marketing strategies for attracting new clients. We're going to learn about tools and platforms to maximize a small marketing budget. And we are also going to discover ways to build meaningful client connections with minimal spending. And like I said earlier, when I started this business, right, before iRock was called iRock, I was just considered a VA, and I did not have funds at the start of it to go and buy things. I didn't have the funds to buy equipment. I didn't have funds to invest in software, to put systems, let alone get help. And so when I'm telling you these things, I'm telling you because they work for me. And they definitely can work for you. Now I might have done, switch out a platform for a platform because nowadays they got a lot cooler stuff than what I had when I started. But what I'm telling you is that it works. It works. Okay. All right. So let's start with a question. You know me, I always want to, ask you a question, and feel free to comment it because I like an interactive conversation. I may not be able to see your comments because for some reason my screen's doing something wonky. Oh, I can hide this section. Okay, that's better. All right, there we go. I should be able to see comments here and there. All right. So first question, do you think effective marketing always comes with a high price tag? I think a lot of people think this is true. Like, you can comment, let me know, but I do think a lot of people think it's true. I think, again, because people are conditioned in business to hear that. They're thinking, I have to invest in a really expensive coach, in really expensive software, and I got to pay high prices to build out a team. Right? That's just what people think. And that can be true to some. Like, it depends on what type of business, I guess, you're running. Most of my clients are coaches and consultants. So they are monetizing their mind. And so we got a little bit more playtime that we can kind of figure some things out. But maybe you are doing like a tech startup type of thing. Yeah, you may need some coins here or there. Okay. You may, like Lakeisha said, no, yes, we do not need all of that money to get started. But yeah, we want to start switching our mindset to say, I get that some things may come at a cost, but is there a way that I can get started now? Right? I have a lot of clients who get to me and they don't have a lot of funds. And I'm like, hey, maybe they have a course they're going to put out. I was like, well, we could do it in Canva. We could throw it on a website. We could put it in YouTube. We could do all kind of stuff with it. I even tell you, hey, let's go to Thinkific. It's a pretty inexpensive course platform. It's not the cutest, but it gets the job done. And I'm like, don't be afraid that in a year when you get some clients and they bought this product, that we can't switch to something like a Kajabi or Teachable. I think people are afraid of that. Like, oh my God, that's more money. But it's like, but we can make that money. But we got to get the course out. They want to wait until they have the Kajabi money, right? Which is like what, $200 a month at the lowest, in order to put the course out. I'm like, no, let's put it out some kind of way. Let's figure it out. What do we have that we can use to get this course out now, so that we can have some clients in there, right? We can have some people enroll and pay you, and then we can go ahead and move it to another platform. So I always tell people, don't be afraid of that. I've invested tons of money into my education, and it always makes me giggle when I open up a new thing that I've purchased and it's just somebody sitting someplace with a cheap mic giving me the value. And I will say 9 times out of 10, it's amazing value. It's just not all bells and whistles, right? We're used to thinking that it has to be in a studio, perfect lighting, perfect outfit. Like, not at all. Like, I'm talking to you right now, I'm looking like the Hamburglar. Y'all remember the Hamburglar with the black and white? Sorry, y'all. When I turned on the live, I realized that's what I looked like, and it made me chuckle. But yeah, it matters not. It matters not. I've done some of these lives in my pajamas. If you go back long enough, you'll see it. And we just get the job done. So it's not about perfect right now. It's about just figuring out what to do. What can we do to get started? Everything doesn't need a big price tag. Now, let me put a caveat in this. Let me put a pin in it. Things do cost money. So I want people to also realize that not everything is free. So you get what you pay for. So just like I talked about the eCourse platform, Thinkific will get the job done. I started my eCourse journey on Thinkific back in the day when you could get like 3 courses up there for free. I don't think they have that anymore. But yeah, you could start there. Like I said, it didn't have a lot of functionality. You couldn't customize it too much, but it got the job done. And I understood that. We all need to understand that, because some of you have, what do they call it? Y'all got beer budgets with champagne taste. Y'all think that you can invest a nickel and get $1 million. That is not the case. So I don't want you to think by me saying that there's affordable marketing strategies that means we gonna get creme de la creme, top shelf. Like, nah, we ain't gonna have top shelf liquor. We gonna have Aristocrat. But do they both get you where you need to go? Yes. Okay. They both get you where you need to go. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to give you another question. What's one marketing tactic you've heard of, right, but you've never tried because you thought it was too expensive? I tell people all the time, please book a call with me to see about services, because oftentimes they're like, man, I really wish I had somebody to run my emails. I really wish I had somebody to do my social media content. I really want a better website. I wish I had a really, a nice editable proposal to send out, like all these things. And they're like, I wish I had this, but I know it costs too much. And I'm like, but we didn't even talk about it. We ain't even chopped it up. You have no clue, right? You're already kicking yourself out of the contender pool, saying it's too expensive. I could never. And it's like, it might be possible. Now, again, we may not be able to get everything we want. And I have to tell the client sometimes, like, look, this is all the things I recommend, but this is like, if I was you, I would do at least this, right? I have a starting point. Then this is the priority list. And I think we have to be okay with that. So don't count yourself out too early. If it's something you really want, ask questions, reach out to people and say, hey, go back to that book person. Hey, how much would it cost if you went with self-publishing versus going to a company that'll publish it for you? Maybe that's an option. And if you publish it yourself, how much would that investment be? Or if you could find a small publishing company, maybe they would take care of your cover and things, but they might charge you a little bit more on your sales. Like, there's always a way, guys. It may not be the way we really, we want, right, our top choice, but there's always a way. And I want you guys to stop, like I said, stop counting yourself out and saying, oh, I can't do this because it's too expensive. Hold on now. We can, right? We can. All right, so let's talk about some budget-friendly tactics. We're going to go over five budget-friendly marketing tips for you guys. The first one is always going to be leveraging social media. Now, I totally understand that social media sometimes plays in our face. Like, Facebook decided last year that it was going to be the villain, and it's okay, but it doesn't mean it's not a useful tool. So I do suggest that clients still use social media. And when clients are like, I don't want to do it, I'm like, big brands to small brands, name a brand, they're on social media, right? They got a Facebook, they got a LinkedIn, they got an Instagram, they probably got a Twitter, and most of them got TikToks by now. And if these big brands are doing it and you're seeing your competitors do it, why aren't you doing it, right? And social media can be free. Now, when I say can be free, it may mean you got to put a little more skin in the game yourself, but it can be free. And typically it can be pretty low cost as well, right? You can make it free by you creating it yourself. Back in the day, I always joke that I used to do people's content, like their graphics on Publisher. Couldn't pay me to do it now. Don't remember how I did it. Again, it was a will, there was a way. People paid me, I figured it out, right? But we have so many amazing, affordable / free tools, and we'll talk about tools later, that you can make social media content on, let alone all the cool AI tools that you can now use as well. So yes, I want you to be posting. And I had a conversation. Actually, I've had several conversations over the last couple of weeks to clients about frequency. If you're gonna do it, right? And we already know this is a free tactic, so we gotta optimize it, right? I want you to post at least once a day. I want you to post at least once a day. There is no answers or buts. I want you to post at least once a day. And if you've heard any of my other talks, I talk about batching and things like that to get it done. There's a will, there's a way. I don't want you creating a new post every day. I want you to batch work it, but I do want you to leverage social media. I want you to be posting. I also want you to play with some of the additional tools. A lot of people just post and they're like, oh, well, nothing's working. Are you posting reels? Are you posting carousels? Are you posting stories? Are you posting shorts? Are you posting blogs or articles? Are you creating a newsletter? Lots of things you can do on social media. Are you having any good call to actions? Are you going live? Lots of tools, collaborating, doing joint lives with someone else. A lot of times it costs you nothing, right? You get a few business besties and you share each other's stuff and you let each other come on and do lives. You're now in front of more audiences, right? So leverage social media is definitely number one. If you're not doing it, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? All right. Second budget-friendly tactic is definitely going to be email marketing. Again, Facebook decides to be a villain, especially for those of us who were utilizing Facebook groups. Like nobody was getting our notifications. It didn't matter if people RSVP for things. Like it was like we were all blackballed at the same time. We were not able to get in front of like our target audience, right? And so email marketing is great because it allows you to have, hi, I just see Amber up here. Hey, girl. Amber is our Shopify queen. I know I have mostly service-based entrepreneurs, but if you are using Shopify, maybe you have some products that you also sell some merch, definitely connect with Amber. Hey, girl. Sorry, she might have posted that a few minutes ago, but I can't see them all at the same time. But yeah, so email marketing allows you to get in front of your audience as you want to get in front of them, right? And when we talk about email marketing, we have like hard sales emails. We have like event emails that's kind of like, hey, you got this thing coming up. And then we also have what I call value emails. So there is strategy to this. We're not going to get to all the strategy tonight about how to optimize these tools. I just want you to know that they are there and what you kind of should be thinking about. But for email marketing, I always encourage that you're sending out value to your audience at least once a week. That allows you to stay connected with them. It keeps you top of mind, and it allows you to always show that you are the go-to expert in your field, right? Outside of that, yes, you can have direct sales emails. You can have launch information. You can have event information, sales information. The list goes on and on. But at least, if nothing else, once a week, I want you to give out value where you're just pouring into your audience versus asking them for something in return. Now, caveat, look, put a pin in it again. It doesn't mean you can't have a PS like, hey, book a call. Okay? It doesn't mean you can't throw a testimonial in there to be like, hey, I'm doing this thing, right? But I do want you to be more about value. When it comes to email marketing and social media marketing, I want you to be putting out value probably around 80% of the time, direct sales around 20% of the time. And if you do not have an email list or your email list is under 1,000 right now, we got a lot of work to do because people will tell me they have an email list and then their email list is sitting at like 300 people. Well, one thing we know about business is everybody, right? Even if they signed up, are not going to engage, right? That's social media. That's anywhere. You could be in a room full of people and you're the keynote speakers. There's still gonna be some people that ain't paying you no mind. So if that's the case, right? And I would say think about the rule of 10%. If we think about the rule of 10%, you're probably only going to connect with a certain number of people on your email list. And I'm not going to play with math because y'all know I don't do numbers, but they're only going to connect with a small group of people that are even going to open your emails. Out of those people, only a few of those people are going to click whatever your call to action is. And then out of the people that click, only a small percentage of those people are going to actually buy, right? They're going to convert to paid clients. And if we understand that, if we only start with 100, 200, 300, even 500 people, we don't have a lot of sales at the end of that, chop list. So we want to start with, of course, qualified clients or prospective clients on our email list, but then we have to realize that we need a bigger volume, bigger quantity in order to have the kind of sales we're looking for. So again, if your email list is probably under 1,000 right now, it's time to get some work in. And I've done other talks about like lead magnets and things like that to build your list. And we'll talk more about that too this year, but I want you guys to just start thinking like, how can I build my email list? Can I get it to 1,000 in the next, 30 days, 45 days, something like that. Another great budget-friendly tactic is collaborations. You are not out here doing business alone. And if you feel like you are, then it's time to connect with some folk, right? Everything doesn't have to cost. I think collaborations are so amazing. I've done at least 2 or 3 type collaboration deals this year already, where I've been able to get on other people's platforms and talk. And sometimes I'm talking about their products, sometimes I'm talking about my products, but I'm being able to get in front of somebody else's audience for free. So again, grab your business besties and say, hey, how can we do some business together? And if you don't have any business besties, get your butt in some type of community. If you're watching this from one of our private Facebook groups, this is the community. Tell people like, hey, this is what I do. I'm looking for some new business besties to work with and to collaborate with. Let's talk about how we can do business together, right? Again, nobody has to pay anything to anybody. Think of maybe a way that you guys can maybe host an event together or do lives together, or even, and it's still kind of popular now, if you've ever gone on like Facebook or Instagram and it's like get 24 courses for $24. It's just 24 people put their lead magnets together and they sold and they decided to price it for $24. Probably the person that's hosting it is getting most of the money, right? They had to put it together, but all those people end up getting all the registration information. Like all the people who registered, they'll get their information and they didn't have to pay for anything. Or if they do pay, it's a very small fee, right? So think about some ways to collaborate, whether you are finding collaboration opportunities that already exist or creating your own. All right, next, referrals. Referrals, I'm saying for referrals/affiliates. This is a great way to market, right? People who've already done business with you, who already love what you do, who've had a great experience, ask them, right? I'm gonna back it up. Let me try it again. Ask them to refer you to someone. Oftentimes, we just don't say nothing, and then we wonder why nobody's referring us. Think about it like this. If you've ever had a poor experience someplace, right? Maybe a horrible restaurant, or somebody tore up your hair, messed up your makeup, you went shopping and they just were horrible. I bet you told at least one person. You probably told at least 3 that, oh, heck no, don't go there. They trash. The food was cold. The server was bad. My drink was full of ice, like whatever, right? You told at least 3 people. But think about some of the good experiences you have. How many people did you tell? Maybe your spouse, maybe your closest friend, maybe, right? Because what happens is when we're satisfied, we're happy. And we don't, we just like, okay, cool. And we go on to the next because that need has been fulfilled and we move on. You have to say something. Right. And I'll ask, I sent out to a few of my clients today. I was like, hey, we're updating some marketing materials. Would love to have your feedback to share. And one person messaged me back immediately. He's like, I'll get it to you today. Say less. Right. People just need to be asked, please refer me. Please do a testimonial. Please tell a friend, right? I'm always excited when I get a referral because I'm like, people like me. They like the business. No, but more importantly, they're satisfied with the products, and actually more satisfied, because if you're just satisfied, you probably still ain't refer nobody. But they had a great enough experience that they're willing to share it with people they care about. Right? So make sure you have a great referral program. If you need to put any incentives on it, do so. When we first started the business and I was kind of starting to drum up people, I think when I had about 6 clients or so, I had a referral program that said basically they would get $100 off their monthly fee, because I was just doing marketing back then, if they brought me a referral that turned into a paid client. I had one client, kid you not, that never paid their full price after I made that program, because every month, and I think they purposely waited, but every month they sent me someone new and they would sign on and that person would get $100 off, and it worked. And so we don't do that program anymore, y'all. Just letting you know. But it worked. So some of you guys just need to be creative about what can you do. And it doesn't have to be huge. It could just be a thank you. But think about putting together a referral program and or an affiliate program when people outside of your team can market your products and services and get a commission split. I know for us, we've tried things like that in the past where I'm like, hey, I'll give you 5% commission on everything you sell, and people are like, cool, you don't have to hire these folks, right? And a lot of platforms like Kajabi, I think even Kartra will help you set up affiliate programs, give people their own links, manage it all, do all the things, and all you have to do is have people have a way to sign up and make sure that your products are ready to be sold, right? And it works. And the last thing is just DIY content creation. And that could be for social media, that could be for email, that could be for blogs, it could be for anything, videos, what have you. But again, if you got to do it yourself, get it done. Right? You don't have to depend on someone else. You can learn the skills and get it done yourself. And then when you do make the money, you can go to outsource it. Okay. All right. So next question. Do you know which tools can save you money while helping you stay consistent? Right? So you know what you need to get done, but do you know what tools that you can use right now, today, that can help you get these things done? Let's talk about that. And this is a short list, y'all. This is a short list. But Canva, everybody's heard of Canva. If not, where have you been? But Canva is great for creating all kinds of graphic design type things. So yes, you can create social media posts. You can also create PDFs, like if you want to do like freebies, if you want to make templates, if you want to do, they now have a way that you can do courses. If you want to create proposals, pretty much any type of digital design type product you can do. Now, again, you get what you pay for. This is not made for expert designers. So yes, you can do a lot with it, but one, you have to learn how to use it. And then two, you may get a better finished product from an expert. And I'm not knocking that. Like, I'm not saying it's not true, because I can do a lot on Canva, y'all. I can do a lot, but we have a graphic designer on the team for a reason, because she can do some amazing things. She doesn't use Canva. She's out here making some cool stuff. But if we got to start at Canva, why not? They're giving us templates that we can zhuzh up. We can put our brand kits in there to make sure we have consistency. And we can do a lot for a very, very small fee. And then even back in the day, we started with the free version of Canva, which a lot of my clients can still get away with for themselves. Like if they're coaching clients and they're just starting out, they can do the free Canva and still get a lot done. Now, if you can afford the paid version, I definitely encourage it because it opens up a lot more tools and effects, but you can get it done. All right, another tool is later.com. I need to, Lakeisha, remind me, because I think she's watching. I need to start posting my link, my affiliate link for later.com. But yes, I've been using this for years with my clients. Pretty much probably 90% of our marketing clients. It is a scheduling tool. So you've made your content in Canva, you've downloaded it, you can now schedule to all your major platforms using later.com. Not only can you schedule, but you can see analytics, you can see best times to post, you can see what your Instagram feed is going to look like before everything's posted. You can move things around based on the best time. You can see who's engaging, all your demographic reports. Like, it's a great tool. Something that a lot of people I think don't utilize is later.com also sends you like newsletters every so often, at least once a month, with like, hey, these are the trends, these are the things to do, these are the things not to do. For those of you who are always like, the algorithm, what is that? having a tool like this allows you to get that information to say, hey, this is what's working for people on these platforms. Here you go. And there's just a wealth of knowledge there. So later.com is super affordable for those of you who are trying to use a scheduling tool. If you don't like later.com, you also have places like Hootsuite, Buffer, and more. If you're watching this and you have a different tool you use, feel free to comment and post it. Also, if you're in our private communities, if you go to the guide section, there's also an affordable resource list there. I have updated it, but it's only in my coaching products. I haven't updated it for the private community just yet, but it's enough to get you started. All right. Also, you have MailerLite, which is a free emailing marketing platform for those of you who may have smaller lists. Now, what I'm going to say about these lists, right, and these emailing platforms is think about realistically where you're going to be in the next year, right, with your email list. I have a lot of clients who love themselves some MailChimp. Nothing against MailChimp, right? It works, but MailChimp is really affordable when you got like 500 subscribers. However, as you start going up in subscribers, it gets pretty pricey. So make sure you're looking. A lot of the platforms like that, because ConvertKit, now known as Kit, also is like that, where as you get more subscribers, it gets you. But I recommend, I do like Kit. It isn't the cutest, but it's pretty easy to use. MailChimp, user friendly. Once you get it, it's pretty simple. Functionality is pretty nice. And they also let you do a website in there, which is kind of cool too, along with some other features. I think my top email platform is definitely going to always be GetResponse. User friendly, looks amazing. It's a really solid email marketing platform. Now, for those of you, because I know quite a few of you do courses as well, come over to Kajabi. And again, I need to start posting my links, y'all, because I definitely am a Kajabi affiliate as well. But Kajabi is an all-in-one, so you can actually sell your products and keep your email lists in there at one time. And the cool thing about it all-in-one, because this is what people do, they're like, well, I can't afford this and I can't afford that. So $200 a month seems like a lot, except it does so much, right? It pretty much can be your almost your full CRM. You may want to something on the side, but it lets you do all of your email marketing. It lets you sell your products. It lets you do your coaching sessions on video. It lets you have now unlimited downloads. It has an AI component to help you build things out. Like, it's a lot of things in there. And as my list builds, it doesn't cost me more money the more subscribers I have. I think right now we're sitting around 7,000 subscribers, and it doesn't cost me anything extra, which actually saves me money than back in the day when I used to use like a GetResponse or MailChimp. So just something to think about. If you really plan to attack your email list and really build it fast, then it may be one, look at what number you're trying to get to when you're pricing these out. Don't just look at the lowest, like where you are right now, but then also think about longevity wise. And again, you can always export your list and move it on when you're ready, but just something to think about. Because while you can move your list, if you have like things automated and journeys and all the kind of stuff, you'll have to redo that in your new system. So just, I would say at least project a year out. All right. Then you also have Calendly, which I think two things about it. One, I'm gonna be honest, customer service sucks. Right. Back in the day, we had some issues with Calendly. We had one issue. It was kind of my fault, sort of maybe. My Calendly got jacked up. Their customer service is horrible. And I'm gonna say that because I like transparency. However, once that issue happened, we scoured every which way trying to find a replacement for it, and did not find one that was compatible for what it does and for the price that it is. Since that issue, we've not had any other issues with it, and it did eventually get fixed. And we've been with them, I don't know, probably at least 4 or 5 years. So great tool. It allows you to schedule different types of meetings with folks. So even at the end of this presentation, you'll see there's going to be a link to book a call with me. That's through Calendly. Even if you don't want to book it, you can go up there and see what it looks like. But it allows you to book one-on-ones, one-to-many. There's some other options. You can also have your team members. Like if you have other coaches or consultants on your team, you can set up a Calendly for them, and it can schedule on their calendar as well. It allows you not to double book yourself. It allows you to put pre-questions, send resources afterwards. It's an amazing tool. Even though I have a CRM that does have a scheduling software, I did not want to get rid of Calendly just because of how amazing it is. All right, and then 5, Google Workspace. It's a collaborative tool for organization and productivity. I just want to give it to you because it's free. But when you're thinking about projects, I do recommend something more like a Trello or what's the other one? Asana, I believe. I'm thinking my brain died for a second. If you're looking for like virtual chit chats, of course, we have our Zoom, we have our Google Meet. I don't really like Google Meet, y'all. I don't know if I'm just stuck on Zoom, but I'm not a fan of Google Meet. But just pretty low cost tools. If you want to do like streaming, so like you want to do a live like this, you got StreamYard, you got Restream, and some other apps out there that can help you. I want you guys to understand, like I said, that there are tools to support you. Period. A lot of them have free options. Again, you're not gonna get all the bells and whistles for the free, but it'll be enough to get you started. And then when you can invest, do invest so that you can optimize those platforms and help yourself get to the bag faster. All right, so I think this might be our last question for the day, maybe 1 or 2. All right, so how do you connect with potential clients when resources are limited, right? And I get it, you can feel like things are limited, but what I'll say is things are only as limited as you make them, right? They really are. Some of you just aren't shooting your shot. Some of you are like, well, I wish I could get in front of other people's audiences because my audience is small. But you haven't pitched a podcast. You haven't pitched any speaking engagements. That's completely free to do, right? So I don't want to hear that things are limited. A lot of you are already connected in communities, whether it's the iRock community or others, and you're not reaching out to people in those communities for collaboration, for help, for insights, for referrals. A lot of you have had a few good clients who love what you do, but you're not asking for referrals, right? Some of you have a couple of funds to put into your business, but you're putting it in the wrong places. You're spending it boosting posts, which does pretty much nothing for you. And instead of using that money to outsource to get somebody to set up your website for search engine optimization. We have to be smart about the coins we have. And we also have to not be so prideful to be like, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur, that we don't go out here and get some coins. I tell people all the time, I am legally blind, and I have not once but twice got hired to clean, right? Because I wanted to invest in my business, right? Like I said, I didn't go and spend no credit cards or do whatever, but I had something I really wanted to do with my business. I went out here and got a little cleaning job for a couple of months, pretended to clean because, like I said, I couldn't really see the dirt, but I tried my best and made the money to invest in my business. If you guys got to go to Lyft, Uber, DoorDash, Amazon, whatever it's called, like all the things, if you need to babysit, you know what I'm saying? If you need to work at Waffle House, whatever you need to do it. Just know what your exit strategy is so that you can save the money. Because some people will come to me and say, well, they'll book a call, they want a service, and then I tell them the price, and they're like, oh, I can't afford that. And it's like, first of all, did you do any research? Because we got some of the best prices in town. So I'm like, how much did you think it was? And they were like, well, I only got probably like $50. It's like, no. Right? Again, we can do a lot of things, but we got to remember, we're going to get things at the level in which we're investing. So if you only have $50 to spare per month on your business, I suggest you get ChatGPT, the pro version. What is that? $20. And you go ahead and pay for your Canva Pro, your paid Canva. And maybe if you got anything left over, get you the paid version of Zoom. And now you can do some calls. You can do the free Calendly because that'll get you one scheduling tool. And now you can make your content and you can post it. AI can help you figure out the rest, right? That's all. We got to be honest about it. But the more you can afford to do, yes, it's going to be a little easier, but you also have to make sure you're hiring the right people. Because I've had clients, like I said, who spent tons. And I think what happens the most probably is not like people out here trying to scam folk. I think entrepreneurs, especially newer ones, don't know exactly what they need. And so they hire somebody, and before the ink dries on their contract, they're thinking, I'm going to get X, Y, Z, and everything in between. And they didn't pay for that. And so then they're mad because they have a finished product that a lot of times they can't use. And I'm not saying this to be like rude or crazy to anybody. I've done that before. I hired a website designer early on, back before we made websites, and it never saw the light of day because I didn't realize a web designer only designs websites, right? You have to give them the wording. You have to give them, specialty graphics that you want, professional pictures of you. You have to have links to the things that you want them to link. That's what they do. A lot of people will be like, oh, yeah, I want you to do my website. Still to this day, people will hire us to do the website, but they haven't put the product in their system. It's like, well, how do we have the product? Oh, I want a pop-up, but you don't have a lead magnet, right? And the cool thing about working with us is we do try to work with our clients to explain what you need. Like we have a really in-depth conversation prior to you booking your services, but then we have a deeper one to onboard you, because if there are some missing things while we're working on setting up and formatting your website, we're like, hey, go ahead and record that webinar. This is how you put it on there. We're giving you tips so that you do end up with a product that you can use, because I don't want you spending your money and then being mad at me, right? I'm going to try my hardest not to make that your reality. But we also have to take ownership as entrepreneurs and say, let me educate myself. How does this work? And some of you will create a lead magnet. Maybe it's a PDF. And then you have no clue how to get it to nobody, right? You got this thing that nobody sees. How do we have no plan for that? You made a product and we have no audience to sell it to because you haven't been posting. You don't have an email list. So we have to, like I said, take ownership as entrepreneurs and say, that sometimes you need more education. And that's where coaches come in to really help you understand how this thing called business works, how these pieces work together. All right. So let's talk a little bit about methods real quick, because we're about to leave from this. But some things to think about, right? We talked about tools. We talked about some strategy. Let's get into the nitty gritty before we sign off, right? I want you to do 3 things, if nothing else, right? From this talk, I want you to engage authentically on social media. We talked about that you need it. I'm gonna say it again. You need to be out there. Try to be your authentic self. You don't have to be super salesy, super professional, polished, perfect. Be who you are right now. Be who you are right now. Don't waste money trying to be something that you're not. You can always build. I always tell people I do not erase stuff. If you go to my business Facebook page and you scroll real far back some years, I was there in my pajamas and a shower cap one time, y'all, sitting on my floor doing business and doing some behind the scenes stuff. Like, that's who I was at the time. Nowadays, you catch me in a cute scarf, but you're not going to get me in the shower cap and my PJs sitting on the floor, because we ain't got to do that no more, y'all. But yeah, be authentically who you are. Host free webinars and events. Again, you can get in front of your audience. If you can't book a stage, create your own. And then use testimonials and case studies. Ask for them from your clients. So if nothing else, at least it'll show the people out there that you do get in front of that you're the real deal and that you can deliver on what you say you can. Okay, these are basic things that I think probably half the people that watch this are not leveraging right now. They just aren't. So to recap, we explored cost-effective marketing strategies for attracting new clients. We learned about tools and platforms to maximize a small marketing budget. And I do want y'all to keep that word in mind, budget. You need one, right? As you build, I get maybe on day 0, right? Day 1, you don't have a budget, right? It's $0. You have no money to put in, but now you need to strategize how you are going to get some money, and don't be too prideful to go out here and work on something to get some money to have a budget, because we can then do a lot more, a lot faster. Because I always tell my clients, you need time and or money, right? To run your business. And then lastly, we discovered ways to build meaningful client connections with minimal spending. Everything does not have to cost an arm and a leg, but do realize if you want speed, you may have to pay for it. If you want to skip over the trials and hurdles of being a new business owner, you may need a business coach to help you navigate those waters. Think about a ship, right? You could be Christopher Columbus and sail to the wrong continent, or you could have somebody give you the GPS or fly you to where you're supposed to be, right? But it costs money. It costs money to do that. You could do things yourself, or you can invest and have somebody do a lot of things. I had some clients who can make posts by themselves, and then they'll come to me and they're like, oh my God, it would take me an hour to do one post, and they have a month's worth of posts, and they're like, here you go. And it's already scheduled. They're like, oh, I guess I can find something else to do with my time. I'm like, yeah, go do your CEO task that I can't do for you. And they're super happy about that. So make sure you guys are using the budget you have wisely, but also thinking about how you can make the best connections you can with the budget you do currently have. And for those of you who need an additional challenge. All right, this week, I want you to choose one affordable strategy that we covered, and I want you to implement it. You know how I feel about implementation. These talks are not for me to talk at you. These are not for me to make you be like, ooh, that's just something to think about. I want you to take action. I want you to implement one thing and post about your experience on social media. Tag me because I want to cheer you on, and I'm real about that. Like, please, if you start doing stuff, send it to me because I do share content that I see. I do tell people about it. I will be your biggest cheerleader, whether you work with me or not. And for those of you who are looking for someone to work with on the budget that you currently have, I invite you again. Don't kick yourself out of the running. Book a free coffee chat with me. Let's just talk. Let's talk about what your plans are for your business. Let's talk about what you're already doing to get in front of your target client. And let me help you close the gap to make sure that you can get the revenue you're looking for and get the profit you're looking for, even within your budget. All right, you guys, this was a great talk. This was an amazing Monday Night Live. Remember, we do a Monday Night Live every single Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you next week. I can't talk today. Next week. Remember, I rock, you rock, we all rock. Until next time. In the journey of entrepreneurship, success is often about having the right guidance and tools at your fingertips. Welcome to iRock Marketable Business Solutions, your compass to business excellence. We understand that as a service-based small business owner, your path to success is unique. That's why iRock offers a wide range of coaching and consulting services tailored to your needs. Imagine gaining the knowledge you need from the comfort of your own home. Explore our quick on-demand webinars, courses, and toolkits designed to accelerate your business growth. But we go beyond that. Join our vibrant community in our group coaching programs, or experience personalized guidance with our one-on-one coaching and consulting services. At iRock, every program comes with incredible bonuses. These bonuses are designed to support you on your journey, helping you bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Some of our bonuses include expert speaker sessions, group Q&A calls, guides, checklists, scripts, and more. Ready to supercharge your business journey? Explore our coaching and consulting services. Get the guidance and tools you need to reach your goals. Empower your business with iRock Marketable Business Solutions.